Welcome back, Towners. I know it's been a minute. We're going to do just a keto update on the journey so far, how it's been going. As you all know, started the keto journey September 2019, and numbers and everything been slowly, steady, going in the correct direction. We had a doctor's visit about 2 weeks ago. I got my results back and everything, and finally decided to make a video on that. So we're going to talk about that today, and also look at the previous and past results that we had. So here's my chart of when everything first started. As you can see, it first test that we have here is from November of 2017, and I remember when I went to the doctor and got that diagnosis. It was like, you have diabetes. It was like right on the cusp of diabetes, pre-diabetes, and I was like, I was nervous. I got scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, diabetes. I'm like, at that time, 2017, I think I was 37. 37. And I'm like, man, I'm young, in my eyes. And I was just like, I was shocked. So the doctor told me to stay off of, limit red meat. Told me to, cut back grains and pasta, breads, and get away from sugars. So, I did that faithfully. All I was eating was salads. Like pretty much every meal, just a salad with some sort of meat, like chicken or fish or something. And went back for that next 3-month checkup, and I dropped down to 5.9. That was in next 3 months, I went a couple more months away, but I went back in March. And he was like, okay, you're doing everything right. And I think at that time I maybe lost 13 or 14 pounds during that time frame also. And so I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm getting the hang of this and everything. And went back for the next checkup in July. That's when went back up to 6.2. And I kind of slacked a bit during that time frame. I was like, okay, I kind of know what I'm doing. I kind of went back on my ways a bit, because at first, before I went in the first time, I was doing whatever. Wasn't really worried about diet program or anything like that. And so I was like, okay, I kind of know what to do. I'm okay, and I'll just continue doing and going on this path. So it took me a while to go back. I finally went back again, and that was in September. No, I'm sorry, that was in September of 2019. So actually, that was my, so I'm kind of going back and forth. But okay, the first diagnosis was in 2017, so I was 38 at that time, because when I went back in September, and when it was at my highest at 7.3, that was right after my 40th birthday. And during that time frame, I was drinking not every day, but a lot. Drinking on the weekends, especially, eating whatever. Wasn't worried about a diet plan or anything. And I didn't even have plans to make the doctor's appointment. My wife made a doctor appointment for me, and went into there, and so it was 7.3, and I was like, what happened to the 6 that I was in? And so that's how we are where we are now. And like I said, right before before I went in, like maybe a week or two before that appointment, I told you that's how like the 3 or 4 random people came up to me. One of them I knew, the other ones I didn't, all within a week, and all was talking about keto. So I decided to look it up and say, okay, this can kind of work. I mean, I'm just cutting back breads. And now in my head, I was like, I was basically doing this when the first time when I lost weight for the doctor's recommendations of just eating right. So I was like, I was, but then I told my doctor I was going to do keto. He said, no, don't do it, because it's bad and you have to do lifestyle changes. And everybody's talking about keto is a lifestyle change. And so I went ahead and did it. And that was after that, and I did strict keto. I didn't drink at all the whole time frame. for probably about almost 9 months. Didn't drink, no bread, no pasta, no nothing, just straight following the rules of healthy fats, protein, and low carb veggies in every meal. And when I went back in December, I dropped from 7.3 down to 6.2. And he was like, wow, what are you doing? I told him, I was like, I started the keto diet. I went ahead and started to do it. Even, I know you told me not to, but I went ahead and just tried it out anyway. And, 3 months to see what would happen. And that 3-month time frame, dropped 27 pounds and all my numbers went in the right direction. Cholesterol lowered, lipids lowered, everything went down. So he was like, well, whatever you're doing, keep it up. So I was like, okay. Went in for the next checkup in December, 3 months later. And I'm sorry, after December, went back in. I didn't go back to 3 months later because that's when, right in March, that's when COVID really started. So I kind of skipped that checkup and went back in June. And at that time, it dropped down to 5.6. And, he was still like, you're doing great. Everything, the numbers dropped down even further. And he was like, keep it up. Told him what I would eat and everything. He's like, I just want you to, cut back on the red meats and try to cut back on the butter. But everything else seems fine. So went back in for the next checkup in September and dropped down even further to 5.2. And again, all my numbers were slowly going in the correct direction. And then my final checkup with that doctor was in November, right after Thanksgiving. I went from 5.2 back up to 5.4, but he wasn't worried about that because everything else was fine. At that time, the job that I worked for, we were switching doctors at the end of the year, the start of 2021. So I had to find a new doctor and all that, and a new hospital and everything. And so I wasn't in a rush to do that or anything. But again, my wife came to the rescue and went ahead and did all that, found a doctor, found a hospital, found everything, and made the new appointment that we went to. That new appointment I went to was in the end of May. And previously I was with Kaiser. And the way Kaiser is set up is Kaiser has a bunch of small hospitals. They have a bunch of like clinics. Like if you want to go to see a foot doctor, you have to go to this clinic in this part of the town or city. If you want to go to dermatologist or whatever, you have to go here. Every little clinic was in a different location. They didn't have like one big, large main hospital to go to, which for some weird reason I kind of missed. Because this hospital that we go to now, it is a one like self-serve, one-stop clinic where everything is in one place. So I went in there, I was like, whoa, I hadn't been in a hospital in so long, like a real hospital. And emergency room was over here, had a little food court over here, had all the first floor, second, all the different floors and everything. I was like, wow, this is kind of different, like I was used to, nostalgia or whatever. We went to the doctor. I didn't really like the doctor. He was, I don't know, like, I guess too straight to the point, his first time meeting him, and he was like, okay, so tell me what's going on with you. I was like, you got my charts, right? You can read everything that's going on. He's like, I want you to tell me what's going on. So we're talking and he's asking questions, I'm answering them. Then at the end, he was like, so what are you doing for exercise? I was like, well, I was exercising and everything, but I kind of cut back due to COVID. And I started working exercise from home. I stopped going to the gym because I didn't want to go into the gym. And, but it started, once it got cold, I kind of cut back, and the garage wasn't getting it. So it's starting to warm up now. So I plan on getting back outside. He was like, starting to warm up. It's been warm for 6 months. It's like, we both live in Georgia, right? I was like, where do you live? Because it just it just got warm like 3 weeks ago. Well, actually, it got warm about a month ago, but before that, the pollen out here was crazy, so I can't go outside during all that. I don't know. I don't know if that was his version of jokes or just dry humor or whatever, but I was like, I don't know, I'm not feeling this really. But did all our tests and everything, and got the results back, and I was kind of a little skeptical of how I thought my numbers went up from November to now, because over Thanksgiving and Christmas, I stayed keto the whole way. I still haven't had my cheat meal, so to speak, but I started snacking a little bit. I started, the kids come through, I'd snatch one or two of their French fries, which I wouldn't have done at all during all of 2020. I started snatching a little bit of their French fries, snatching a chicken nugget here or there, a chip, small, very, very small, minimal amounts that I felt I could handle. But that started going through, and started on the weekends, maybe Friday night, started drinking a little bit, have a drink or two. But I was like, I don't know what's going to go on with my numbers. I was kind of nervous a bit to go in, but when I got them back, I dropped down even further. I went back to a 5.1. And, he didn't know, well, I guess he saw the numbers when I said, but he didn't know the history, he didn't know the journey and things. I wish my old doctor would have been able to see that portion of it. So I may try to email him that just to show him. So here we are now, we're at 5.1 and his results came back. Let me see, it says, the diabetes screening was negative. No concerns regarding kidney and liver functions. He said my lipids were elevated, but I was like right above the normal range. I was like 1 point over, so I view that technically as in the range. We'll treat with lifestyle modifications, patient to participate in moderate exercise 3 to 4 times a week for an average of 40 minutes. Patient to also consume a diet rich in vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. Also include low-fat dairy products, fish, and baked poultry. Limit the intake of sweet sugar, sweetened beverages, and red meat. So yeah, we're gonna keep doing all that, and but I know the fruits, all we can have is veggie, so strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. But everything else, all my numbers, cholesterol, all that was all within available normal levels. You wanted me to go into keep it real. You wanted me to go in there and get my foot checked out. I was like, my foot's just I didn't put any low. My foot was ashy. It was super ashy. So he was like, oh, you have to have your diabetes test. And he's like, I want you to have your foot checked and tested. I was like, dude, all I need is lotion. But that was that. Everything else, number wise and everything was fine. So that's where we are. Again, I started in September. Now it's June. That is 18 months in. Is that right? September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. No. 19 months in. So a year and a half on keto. I do kind of want to, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Lately I've been craving other stuff. Bread. I don't know if I'll do a week of or a couple of meals just to get it out my system maybe or whatever, but I have been thinking of having a cheat meal, see what'll happen. Hopefully I won't have to go through the keto flu again, because for me, that hit me. The keto flu hit me in the stomach area, in the bowel, and doing the number 2. That was my problem. When I first started on keto, if I ate something that or had too much protein or had too many carbs for that day, I immediately had to use the bathroom, and that was my issue. I didn't get sick or anything, didn't have anything else. I just had to make sure I was near a bathroom as if I had like a laxative or something. But besides that, I was fine. So gonna keep it up, guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all your support, all your comments, questions. People send me the direct messages and everything. I try to answer all of the comments and responses. If you have any questions on your keto journey, let me know. I'll try to help you as much as I can. Again, I am not a doctor at all. I'm just letting you know what worked for me. But thanks for joining and rocking with Cooking with Thatown2. See you guys later. One other thing, guys, I forgot to talk about the weight. On my weight, I started at 421, and currently I'm like hovering around 290. At my lowest, I would think I was 284 or 286. But I've been pretty much this exact same weight ever since around October, November-ish. Slowly going up and down, maybe 2 or 3 pounds a week, but I'm pretty much been staying the same. I've been like I said, I've been real lax on the diet. I've been basically maintaining. Like for November, for Christmas and Thanksgiving, I I still follow the keto diet, but I believe I overate during that time frame. Just had so much food around the house, and kind of sort of continued that slowly on certain days going forward. But need to get back on the kick and get a strict keto to get those pounds to start dropping again. But I've just been basically maintaining it. I'm kind of glad that I didn't gain anything over that time from over the holidays, but that kind of got me into a mindset of I can eat whatever as long as I follow the diet and still keep the same weight, which technically it has been doing, but I still want to drop some more. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. And again, thank you guys. Enjoy.
Enjoy. And please subscribe. Enjoy.
Hey Towners, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. All ingredients and directions are listed in the description box below each video. And as always, thank you guys for watching.